Sydney Boyo joining us live.
Sydney Boyo joins us live.
Sydney Boyo joins us live.
Ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
I don't know if there's anything like New England winds, New England blizzards.
Oh, no.
Now that the sun is up, though, you can actually kind of see what we've been talking about all day, which is these snow-covered roads, low lane visibility. Along the New Milford Turnpike, this is exactly what you see. Fallen trees either in yards like this one or along the roads. So I asked him, what do you mean by defensive fire? He says a defensive fire is a fire that you're fighting from the outside of the building. Patty's Place has been standing here for decades. As you can see now, it is no longer standing after a fire last night. Now, we spoke to the owners, we spoke to diners, we spoke to local businesses around, and one common word they use is devastating.
So this is the reason that people in Waterbury woke up without water today.
Hundreds of students across Hartford today walked out of school hoping to send a message. If you don't know what's going on at the Concierge Apartments in Rocky Hill, take a seat. It's opening day here after 11 months of growing Christmas trees. She says the bear broke the screen, as you can see here, climbed on the chair, there's some fur right here, and went through the window.
Fun. Sydney Boyo live for us in Simsbury. Rub it in even more. Thank you.
Keisha, this is a very busy intersection, and it's just feet away from the school. Now, this is one of the intersections that those red light and speed cameras will be at. The city says it's necessary for the safety of the students.
Goodbye.
Vincent Gage works to keep kids safe at this busy intersection in Hartford.
I got to push his life for her.
But confusion and speedy drivers can make his job hard.
They think because the light is red right there and not, right here, they can go by now.
And it's not just here. High-speed drivers blowing through red lights is happening across school zones.
They see you coming, they don't want to slow down, they pick up the speed, you know what I mean? I almost got hit.
They run the red light, speed, crossing guards are here, they don't even care.
Not one, not two, not three. It's constant, and our cameras weren't there long.
It does not surprise me at all. Like, my kids are big enough to walk, and I won't let them walk because I'm afraid that they would get hit by a car or something.
The city agrees. People are going too fast, and now is time to act.
Yeah, we've got 11 spots around school zones that we want to put up red light cameras. Went through council unanimously.
I think it would probably be a good idea, especially, being so close to a school and the fact that people don't go by the speed limit and they don't stop at the red lights. And maybe if they started getting ticketed, they would.
The plan to install 23 cameras in high-risk school zones will cost $60,000.
It's going to pay itself back several times over with the revenues collected from these cameras.
But ultimately, the city says it's all about public safety.
We want to make sure that we're sending a real message, especially in those school zones. Slow down, watch out for kids.
Now, this plan still needs to be approved by the Department of Transportation, but the city says once it is, they will roll out those cameras as soon as possible. As for drivers, they can expect to face fines, $50 for the first offense and $75 for any after that. There's been a tug-of-war between the city of Norwich and its volunteer fire departments. Tonight, people will meet here to discuss the sudden closure of the Yantic Fire Department, which has been serving the community for nearly 2 centuries.
You give decades of your life or whatever, and it's like to have this just taken away.
It's a day marked as Doomsday on the Yantic Volunteer Fire Department station's calendar, an engine company that's been operating since 1847, no longer.
We're volunteers, we do it all for nothing, and we don't get no pay for it, but it's in your blood and you just keep going.
For 70 years, Ron Stoltz has been a part of this volunteer fire department. But on Tuesday morning, that all changed after the department was forced to close.
I just want to see this end and get back to work and protecting our people.
Back in August, the city manager issued a directive to unify the city's 5 volunteer fire departments with the city's fire department.
What it does is it gives us a clear chain of command. You can't operate a fire department if everybody's kind of confused who's in charge and who's going to take command of the fire scene.
But the Yantic department was the only one to receive a letter Monday evening telling them to sign or stop operating the next day.
And it's his way or no way, and I think that's wrong. You need to work together, and this isn't working together.
Nothing's going to happen overnight. He gave us about an hour in the morning to get a hold of our attorney to see what we can or can't do and what we should do. And then by 10:02, they were at our door trying to take our trucks.
The fire chief says they did this for safety reasons.
But everything's been done to my knowledge. We haven't bucked the system at all. We've done it under protest. But we've complied with everything.
You know, we're not going to get into a public tit for tat on what's going on. I think the documentation is strong behind what we're saying, and we'll stand by that.
It may have said need to sign this, but in reality, we needed to talk, and hopefully we can get some dialogue going with them.
Now, the Norwich fire chief wants to clarify. He says there's been no disruption to service and they are still operating normally here in Yantic. However, neither of the two sides have spoken at this time.
NBC Connecticut's City Boyo tells us more about the efforts to save the synagogue.
It struck me that while this building was being built, synagogues through Eastern Europe were being decimated.
Local people, other than the Jewish community, helped in building this structure. So it's always been a community effort.
The United Brethren of Hebron Synagogue has been standing since the 1940s. It sits in the historic district of Hebron.
The inside of the synagogue is pretty much as it was the day it was built. Some things may have been refreshed, but the sky, the murals, everything is how it was when the synagogue was built.
But decades later, its beauty is showing signs of wear, and now it's in need of repairs.
The building was actually constructed around 1938, 1939, somewhere in that time frame. A lot of the materials were donated.
Those materials were probably used 20 or 30 years before, so there's a lot of very old material.
The building needs a new roof, has chipping walls and windows, and has structural and water damage.
It's come in at about $285,000 to do just those things.
So far, they've raised over $6,000 from the community and have been approved for a $20,000 state grant, but they'll still need help.
I think for me, that's just overwhelming. It's just an affirmation.
They say the building is more than just a place for worship.
It's just not important, you know, to the synagogue people, but also to the entire region. In the past, we've actually had the Red Cross come here. They wrapped bandages during the war.
For now, they wait for the day they can start repairs.
Well, looking forward to seeing it in tip-top condition, bring back some of the beauty of the synagogue.